is on every Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. and Fridays from 9 p.m. to midnight with Dr. Raj, the guru of sex in the Caribbean.
A lot of times we think that sex is totally below the waist. It is not below the waist. It starts in the brain. The largest sex organ that you possess is your brain.
Tune in for discussion on all sexual matters. Sexplosion on Power 102. Empowering you.
Well, thank you for staying here with us on Power 2.1 FM, and a very special thanks as always to 9 Miles International, kicking off our evening into nighttime programming here on Carnival Power 2.1 FM. Well, we do welcome you to Trinidad and Tobago #1 nighttime program when it comes to sex education, Sexplosion, with the only sexologist in the Caribbean, Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center. And a very special good evening to you, my big brother. How are you today?
Pleasant good evening to you. Pleasant good evening to all the viewers, those of you on social media, those of you on our app, and of course those of you on radio. Of course, if you notice, those of you who are on the Facebook page, you'll see that we have a slightly different angle because people want to see Junior and the interaction. So I'm giving them the interaction between you and I. Those of you on Instagram will see something a little different because I can't give you the interaction with this device. No, we can't pick up both of us at the same time unless we put the camera in a different place, and we don't want to do that.
No, we don't.
No, I don't want anybody to see the back of my head. No. It's not good for you to turn your back on your audience.
No.
That's not a good thing. They can see a side profile, that's okay. So it's in the side profile, right? Right.
Yes,
I hope it's...
and family's looking good as always.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah.
Because, you know, although you have face for radio, you want to look good.
Exactly. Because
so have you been?
Everything is
I thought you were going to, you told me you were going to that big fete tonight. You had free tickets, you had this, you had that. You have your camouflage pants, you have all kind of thing, and you end up here?
No, I'll tell you something. I passed around the Queen's Park Savannah. And Napa has a function as well.
Yeah, they have something there.
You have the Army Fair taking place at the Queen's Park Savannah. And I'm telling you, the traffic there. To think that Army Fair is not kicking off until maybe about really 10 o'clock, people will start.
Well, yeah, late tonight. Oh, you're going after the program then?
No, straight home.
Oh, straight home?
Yeah.
I don't know. I heard you have all these free tickets, I think that they brought here. They brought tickets for the staff and you kept all.
No, well, No, but I was waiting. Well, I was only going if you were going.
I am.
You going to
Of course. Well, I heard you have tickets, so
No,
I told my wife I'm not coming home tonight. I go to Army Fed. She said, okay, enjoy.
No, well, what people mention is that Army Fed is the safest pet to go to.
Well, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. So that's why we should go. We'll be safe.
Well, maybe we can leave here after 12.
No, after 11, we'll close off at 11 because if you don't get calls and then the
No,
usual
we're
thing
gonna
applies.
no, we're gonna get calls. I'm pretty sure.
You're sure about that?
Yeah.
Well, after last night program and the amount of feedback I got, I don't know if it's because of last night program or because of other programs that we have done, but the amount of women who are suffering in this country is unbelievable.
Yeah.
And when I say suffering, I mean not having an orgasm, painful intercourse, their partner not taking the time to get them aroused the way they need to be aroused for penetration. Most of the time it's slam bam, thank you ma'am. And I was amazed. And I've been getting a lot of text messages, especially because a lot of women don't want you to hear their voices and whatnot. They would send you a message, and some of them send you a name, you know it's not their name, but they send you a message anyway. And they're telling you about this thing, they're telling you about, you know, the traumas that they went through prior to getting married or being in a relationship, and the things that are happening to them that are not happening when it comes to sex. And they're just not enjoying sex. And I was surprised, and this is no exaggeration, I was surprised with the amount of women who reached out to me over the last couple of days to complain about this thing. And I know there's a large segment of the adult population who are engaging in sex, especially women, who have gone through some sort of trauma or something has happened in their lives where they don't enjoy sex as much as they should. And or they with the wrong partner sometimes because your partner may not have the knowledge about the things that they're supposed to do. Your partner may be violent, or your partner may not take the time to do the things that you want done. And at the end of the day, the amount of persons who are telling you that, hey, sex is not what it's supposed to be with me. And then I'm hearing my friends talk about sex and they're talking about it different. I hear you talk about sex on the air and you say so much wonderful things about sex, and I want to experience that. So I'm wondering if we are opening a hornet's nest or a Pandora's box by doing something like that, by having a program and telling women how they're supposed to feel, giving examples of it, and you have other women calling in and saying, yes, I feel this way, or whatever. They give a description, and there are women out there who have never felt that, who have found themselves in a position where they don't really enjoy sex the way they should enjoy sex. Their partner is not performing up to par. They are not given the things that they need, the tools that they need when it comes to sexual intercourse or interaction with their partner. It's a serious issue.
It is, and you see, and the thing about it, if you didn't have that, if you didn't mention that, look how much people.
Well, that's my point. I was surprised at the amount of persons who are reaching out and saying, you know, sometimes there will be comparative relationship. When it was good and when it's not good, what has happened to their partner, the changes that have taken place over the years. Their partner has changed from being a stud in bed to not getting it up. And when you make or have a woman accustomed to a certain way of making love, now remember, if you spend time with a woman and you're having sex regularly, you have an action that she will pick up on, and that action will become her rhythm, you know. And then suddenly somewhere later down in life you're not getting that action, or you're not getting that rhythm, and you're not getting the things that you used to get. What happens to you? You feel dissatisfied.
Yes, you will.
You feel as though you've been cheated. You feel as though, you know, I am not getting what I'm supposed to get, how I'm supposed to get it. And most of the time the complaint is that, you know, the man tried to get off as quickly as possible because of whatever reason. You know, even I had a discussion with someone who was in the medical field, well, is in the medical field, but they were working on a particular ward. And this lady came to the ward and she had this black mark around her eyes, and her excuse is that she was mopping the floor and she slipped onto her eyes. But he said, but that is almost the size of my fist. What kind of mop handle are you using? So then she started to confess that the husband is unable to satisfy her, so he beats her and tells us that she have another man. So most men do that. Most men who are unable to satisfy their partner, they're unable to do the things sexually that they're supposed to do, would turn into a beast, and they would actually become violent towards their partner, which is something you don't want. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll deal with that.
Taking in turn, it's now 14 minutes after 9 o'clock. You are on the inside of Sexplosion, right here on Power 102.1 FM. Stay tuned, we will be right back.
The kings and queens of soca gather from TNT, the Caribbean, and around the world. The safest fete in Carnival, Friday, February 22nd, 2019. I'll be coming! Harper Nappy. Get ready to represent Marsha Montano and full band. Neil, Iowa George, Shell Marshall, Lax, and the Old Star Band. Irv and Al, Swami. The Legend Super Blue, Vice. From St. Vincent, Simba, and from Grenada, Bill H. The Queens of Soca, Nadia Batson, Patrice Roberts, Nyla Blackman. Nessa Brody. And for Jamaica, Shensia. Get your tickets on sale now at NLCD Lotto outlets nationwide. Buckles Guacura, Cache, nationwide. In Excess for Spain. Rennie's, High Street, San Fernando. All Army camps. And online at ticketfederation.com.
Mira Masi, credit union. Mira Masi, credit union. We are the #1 solution. Mira Masi, credit union. We do it all for you. Products and service too. There's nothing we won't do to make sure we help you. True credibility, trust and stability. Mira Masi, credit union.
Massey Credit Union. Rich heritage, prosperous future.
Power 102 FM celebrates the Masters of Calypso. Tune in for live coverage of Calypso Fiesta 2019. Saturday 23rd at 12 noon, Skillers Box, San Fernando. Catch all the action as the biggest names in Calypso vie for their spot in the grand finals as they try to dethrone the reigning monarch Helen Francis. It's Calypso Fiesta live on Power 102.1 FM. The power of Calypso celebrating the Masters.
Brought to you in part by the Public Transportation Service Corporation. Driving for excellence. Ale Pecos. The flavor keeps getting better. Radish and Lila. And Brass Bacchanal.
The greatest steel bands in the world converge on the Queen's Park Savannah. Carnival City on Saturday, the 2nd of March for the National Panorama Finals 2019. It's a night of majestic, magnificent, and resplendent power. We kick off at 6 p.m. sharp. Your favorite medium and large steel band. Come jump up and enjoy the North Park with your coolers. Orama J in the legendary Grandstand. Get your tickets now at all NLCB outlets nationwide. The NCC's head office. Get them online. www.sontex.com. Grandstand $400. North Park $300. Grandstand Special Reserve $850. And Grandstand Reserve $700. For more information, call the NCC hotline at 622-1670 or 623-6831. This year, we celebrate our cultural icons. The Mighty Shadow, Ken, the Professor Fillmore, and the original Nefasto himself. Carnival Saturday, the 2nd of March, the National Panorama Finals at the Queen's Park Savannah. Carnival City, sponsored by Caribbean Airlines, Angostura, B-Mobile, Massey Technologies, and the NLCB. Produced by Pan Trinbago.
On the roads, and now in the feds too.
On there, ready to party?
Boom 94 is bringing safety to you in the feds with our Think Twice promotion. Look out for us at OmniFed this Friday at the Queen's Park Savannah.
Yo, OmniFed.
The NFET this Sunday on San Fernando Hill, and at the International Soca Monarch Finals at the Hasty Crawford Stadium on Fantastic Friday.
International Soca Monarch 2019.
Chat with our Think Twice team and win prizes courtesy our sponsors. Be safe on the roads and in the FET. With Think Twice, powered by the Vehicle Management Corporation of Trinidad and Tobago, Femcart, Power 102, and Boom 94, and sponsored by Agricola Credit Union, Kendall Motor Oil, Leland Massey Credit Union.
what I can tell you, on the roads, safety first. So you've got to think twice and save a life. It's very simple. Wearing your seatbelt can save your life. Whether you are behind the wheel for an hour or a minute, folks, you've got to buckle up. It's never intentional, that's why it's called an accident. So just in case, buckle up. The driver's seat, the passenger seat, or the back seat, it doesn't matter where, the seatbelt do save lives. So on the road, buckle up, think twice, and save a life. Powered by Vencott, Vehicle Management Corporation of Trinidad and Tobago, Power 102, Boom 94, in association with the Computers and Control, Arrive Alive, and the TTPS. Well, we welcome you back to Sexplosion right here on Power 102.1 FM with the only sexologist in the Caribbean, Dr. Raj Ramnanan, our Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, where he do treats all sexual dysfunctions in both male and female. Well, what we're going to do is give you the opportunity to interact with Dr. Raj live in studio. We're going to open up our lines, and just to remind callers that when you call, some of you don't want to give your name. We are not asking for you to give your name. All you've got to do is to ask the question, and Dr. Raj, he'll apply and answer you. 222-8255, also at 612-8255. If you are sending in a WhatsApp or text message, you can also do that on his private mobile 740-1961. You can also send in your messages on our website at Power 102 FM. Yeah.
Pleasant good night to my darling Petra. How are you?
Mm-hmm.
I see my cousin almost made me fall off my chair here. She says, "Hi, cousin. Some women don't know how to slow poison those type of men." Kidding, just kidding. I didn't see her as the violent type. I know she was quiet, nice person, but I have to watch her next time I'm making a joke with her.
Well, they say the quiet one is the ones that you don't trust.
No, I trust her. Just having fun with my cousin. Shakuntala has joined us. Who is this? This is why you have to try new things all the time. Good night. Well, yes, you have to try things all the time, new things all the time, but if you have a willing partner and if you have a partner that is capable of doing the things that you want to try, it makes no sense trying something and the person is a failure at it. Then what happens to you? You find that you would you'll end up in a situation where you don't get satisfaction or you don't get to do the things that you really want to do. So tonight I want to lay out a little plan, and I hope all the couples out there, someone who have their partner with them, would at least think about it and find a way to bring some satisfaction to your partner. I'm not saying that your partner is not satisfied, because I don't know. But what I'm saying is there's certain things that you can do with your spouse, your wife, that could bring that amount of relaxation and sensation and satisfaction to the person if you follow simple steps. And I hope all the couples out there have a nice atmosphere where they have dimmed the light, they're listening to the program, put a little music in the background, light a little scented candle, and start to relax. One of the things that you'll need is some oil, not cooking oil. You need something like coconut oil, you need a scented oil, you need a massage oil.
As a matter of fact, you can get beautiful oils at Total Image.
At Total Image and the adult boutique, you can get different oils there, you can get massage oil there. But of course, the Total Image is open, so if you want to run down there now and get your oil, you could do so, and get back, listen to the program, go in and come in, carry the wife. Let you choose the right oil and get back home quickly. How many advertisements cuts we have there? We have plenty segments. Right, so we have plenty segments to come out and get back in.
We have a lot of breaks.
You have a lot of breaks. Well, I don't want you discharging before. That's another thing. There's so many things that you do that you blame it on the woman all the time because of your shortfalls, your shortcomings, and it's not fair. It's not fair to your spouse, it's not fair to your girlfriend when you blame them for things that they have no control over. They have no control over whether you could hold your ejaculation or not. They have no control over whether you can get an erection and satisfy them or not. That's you're supposed to have that control, and you're supposed to be doing those things. Now, if a woman have painful intercourse, it is your duty as a man to find out what's wrong, find out from someone who knows what to do, and go about doing that.
Uh-huh.
You don't have to operate on a vagina for it to be satisfied, you know. And that's another thing, you know, a lot of times you will tell a professional that I'm having painful intercourse and they'll suggest surgery. Surgery for what? Surgery for what? You don't need to have surgery for intercourse. You don't need to put a cut down there to have sex. As a matter of fact, I know for a fact that many women who are incapable of having intercourse, when they come to the adult therapy center and they go through the therapy, they're able to have intercourse without any kind of surgery. Because there are basic foundational work that you must do for a woman to be turned on. And it doesn't matter who, because even in a situation of violence, like for example rape, there are certain things that will happen with a woman. Doesn't mean to say she likes it, but their natural body reaction to some things that you're doing that will cause her to secrete. So if it can happen to a woman in a situation like something like rape, why not with her husband? Why not with her partner? Why not with the person that she loves? Or even if the person she don't love the person, but she living with the person, because you'll have situation like that. She will still be turned on if you do the right things. That is where knowledge comes in. That is where you having basic knowledge about the things that you should be doing and basic knowledge about your partner and her reaction. But even if you don't have those knowledge, there are erogenous zones in a woman. There are many erogenous zones in a woman that you can work on, that you can start to touch, you can kiss, you can caress. There are things that you could do to the back of the neck, the spinal column, the lower back, the buttocks, the calf, behind the knee, the inner thigh, without actually touching the vagina or the breast. There are so many areas you can touch in a woman that will turn her on. The forearm, the way you hold a woman's forearm and the way you caress it.
That's soft touch.
Well, of course it has to be a soft touch. It has to be a touch somewhere between you holding on and tickling. So it has to be somewhere in between that. A soft caress.
It cannot be too rough.
It can't be too rough and it cannot be too light because it will become ticklish.
Yeah.
That's why some men, when they shake a woman's hand, you'll see they hold from the elbow and they move their hand up. That is caressing, you know. That is sending a message, you know.
Yeah, I could picture that.
Yeah, of course. There are many. The person who is versed in doing these things, they do it automatically. They know how to do those things without the woman being aware of it. You know, so now you have to check yourself and not do it because you don't know how to do it. So you just don't do it.
Yeah,
and some person hold the hand a little longer, but they're actually holding by the elbow, the soft part. The soft part of a woman is where the woman will react. That is where you get your interaction. So you as the husband, you as the lover, are supposed to know that. You have to know where to kiss. It is not only kissing the lips, it is kissing many different places on the face, many different places at the back of the neck. There's so many places that you can kiss in a woman without actually kissing the lips. But of course you interplay with the lips. That will turn her on, that will get her ready for sex.
Yeah.
The things that you whisper to a woman, the things that you say, the voice that you use.
But you rightfully mentioned that because, like, for instance, as you mentioned, the holes and the feel. If someone snatch you here, you know, that is nothing romantic.
No. You don't snatch.
Yeah.
You don't snatch. You hold and you caress.
Yeah.
You cup. There's so many different things that you can do, and of course you can practice it with your wife. Who else to practice it with? Practice it with your spouse. So you get that feel, you get to see how the interaction, you get to know if she's liking it, and then you can apply it in a different way to her body, different parts of her body. Know where you're touching, know where you're caressing, know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
Don't be rough with your partner when you're going to make love. You have to generate that energy, that positive energy, that softness.
TLC.
So TLC, tender loving caress.
Yeah.
Why not? You want to make love. So if you're sitting with your partner now, you know, even when you're sitting with your spouse, and your spouse put their feet on top of your lap, you don't push it away or you don't grab onto their feet. You start gently caressing it, and there are areas of the feet that you pay more attention to. One of the things that you can do with the massage oil, if you have it, and make sure the massage oil is warm, and make sure you warm up your hands. That's very important that you warm up your hands. You don't want to touch the feet with your hands being cold. There are ways to energize your hands also. You can do.
I like that idea though. Warm up the hand. I never thought.
Always warm up your hand when you're going to touch someone in a caressing way, or you're going to give them a massage. Warm the hands up. Very important. The same if you have warm oil,
Yeah.
or there are some oils that comes in a candle. It's when you candle melt, you can use the wax. the wax actually turns into oil. It's not a wax. So you take some of that, you put it in the middle of your hands, you rub it together like this, your hands warm up, and now you can touch. When you are going to touch the feet, you have to be careful. Some women are ticklish. You don't want to just touch the feet and she breaks out in laughter.
Yeah, because that could be a turn off.
Yeah, but you have to be able to put the effort and emphasis in what you're going to do. The feeling. So if you know you're going to caress your wife's feet, it must be, I am caressing her feet out of love. I'm not caressing her feet because I need to caress her feet or she asked me to caress her feet. It's out of love. So you bring the word love into it. You bring the interplay of how I feel for you must be expressed in the way I touch you.
Beautiful. Anyway, folks, taking your time, it's now 29 minutes before 10 o'clock. You are listening to Sexplosion on Power 2.1 FM on this Friday evening with the only sexologist in the Caribbean, Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, where he do treats all sexual dysfunctions in both male and female. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned.
The Warriors are ready.
Yo, this is Mr. Killer. Power is back. International Soca Mona.
The fire is spreading.
Yo, this is what about the Drew Power to the people.
The final battle is here. March 1st, the Queen's Park Savannah is now the crucible for the Playway International Soca Mona. Fantastic Friday. 16 finalists go all out in power and groovy categories for the title. Your ticket to the Playway International Soca Mona on
They're going back Queen's Park?
Friday, March 1st. Queen's Park Savannah.
They're going back Queen's Park?
Yeah. Then don't forget, this girl took it over, eh?
Had a year I went there, and this guy won with footstep. And that stand was rocking in it.
Footsteps? That was
The guy who killed himself.
Rodriguez. Yeah.
He still lives next to Happy Angel.
He was a good singer.
He a warrior, boy.
And you know why he killed himself, right? You know why he killed himself? So, very talented. He used to sing with Marshall.
Marshall, Marshall was his backup for that final.
Yeah.
Yes. I tell you, I was on what stand, boy? I think we was on Dos Santos, and that stand at a rock.
No, he was good.
His name's in Soca, finalist of the A-Team Band, Flex, and the All-Star, K.I. and the band, Image and Company, Brass to the World, Police Band, Soca Unit, Euphoria,
the last two
Band, the Trinidad and Tobago,
when you have
Regiment Band,
mentioned,
After getting the mood.
I know you, but when you have mentioned it, you get people.
Blast buckles allowed. Monday, March 4th, 8 p.m. The Queen's Park Savannah. This is Brass Bacchanal. Tickets are $100 and available at the NCC ticket booth at the Queen's Park Savannah. All Playway, Lotto booths, nationwide, and online at Suntix.com. North Park, Queen's Park Savannah. Brass, brass, and more brass.
How much?
From 10 o'clock we got the break. Because I don't know how. So we got a break. That's some of them we had to run one hour.
iFesta 14, Trinidad and Tobago. Log on to iFesta.net for festival information.
Welcome to Carnival 2019 on main stage Power 102, celebrating the Masters.
I go since the last among them.
A celebration of Trinbagonian culture. Come and enjoy the sweet, enticing sound of pan. And live pan coverage. The Panorama semi-finals, the Panorama finals, and the Carnival lanyard. The
Yeah,
party
plenty.
season is here.
Plenty.
We'll have live coverage coverage of the National Extempo Prelims and Semis, the Calypso Fiesta, National Junior Calypso Monarch Finals, and Terrific Thursday, celebrating the Masters, playing now on Power 102.
I knew I had to be on stage. I felt this is the place.
Celebrating the Masters, with ticket giveaways for Army Fete and more. Interesting historical features like origins of the mass, folktales, fables, and legends, Calypso stories, characters of Carnival, and to keep you updated and in the know, our Carnival Calendar 2019, along with so much more. Celebrating the Masters. Playing now on Power 102.
Power 102, empowering you.
This Carnival. On the roads, and now in the feds too. Boom 94 is bringing safety to you in the feds with our Think Twice promotion. Look out for us at Army Fete this Friday at the Queen's Park Savannah.
Yo, Army Fete.
The NFET this Sunday on San Fernando Hill, and at the International Soca Monarch Finals at the Hasty Crawford Stadium on Fantastic Friday.
International Soca Monarch 2019.
Chat with our Think Twice team and win prizes courtesy of sponsors. Be safe on the roads and in the Fete. With Think Twice, powered by the Vehicle Management Corporation of Trinidad and Tobago, Femcart, Power 102, and Boom 94, and sponsored by Agricola Credit Union, Kendall Motor Oil, Neil and Massey Credit Union, and in association with Computers and Controls, Arrive Alive, and the TTPS. Think Twice for safer fetting, partying, and carnival season.
Well, I can tell you that nobody does better what we do best when it comes to sex education, right here on Power 2.1 FM. The guru of sex education, Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, which is located in St. Augustine. Don't forget, folks, our lines are open. If you would love to interact with him via the telephone, and feel free, your name will not be mentioned on air. So you can just send in a question or ask your question, and he'll apply the answer for you. The number's 222-8255, also at 612-8255. If you do decide that you want to send him a WhatsApp or a text message, you can also do that on his private mobile 740-1961. You can also send in your messages on our website at Power 102 FM. And may I remind you that this program may contain material that is not suitable for children. Parental guidance are therefore advised. Yeah.
I see my cousin Wahida says, I'm quiet.
Oh, she's good.
Quiet.
Oh, okay.
Quiet.
Could be a tricky.
That could be a tricky quiet.
Yeah, that could be a very, very tricky.
Good evening to my dear friend Eddie. He's in Canada. Childhood friend. I see we have Jinnah, also my childhood friend. She lives in New York. Fariza, Indra, Rishi, Vidya, Adnila, Nicholas, Sharmila, Anita, Farina, Anna is on. So, nice audience. I hope they call in. I hope they send some messages. Sitaram, Dr. Raj, it's a great and educational that you spoke about the abuse men give women to hide their own inadequacies. If such men realize or their friend get them to seek appropriate help, things will work out wonderful for their marriage as well as their family. That's so true. That's so true. You know, there are so many things, the abuse that men give to women for their inadequacies, it's unbelievable. It is something that we need to address. We have to look at, and I notice in certain types of men, when they have diabetes and they're alcoholics and they have certain lifestyle changes that doesn't augur well for them. They smoke heavily and whatnot. Those are the ones that actually lash out at their wives, and you shouldn't be doing that. You should be loving your wife. When you were courting your wife, and I wonder if guys really go back to those things, how much you wanted this person to be your wife or to be your girlfriend, and the things that you would do to impress her. And now that you're married to her, you think that you possess her, and I own you, and I could own how you think, and all these different things we have in our head. And it's kind of crazy.
But I could recall growing up, you know, that was the thing. When you're going out with someone, and the minute you have gotten married to them, they feel
I own you.
Yeah.
And the ownership thing is something, I mean, you want to have a relationship where your partner respect you. Mm-hmm. And I think once the person respect you and don't fear you, it's a difference.
Yeah.
Love with fear is not love with respect.
No.
It can't be the same thing.
No.
So you have to understand that. Do you want your wife to fear you and you want to fear her, you want to put fear into her so that she could love you. That's not the right way.
And then you have the other style that men picks up is that they show you one face before getting married to you, and
another after.
The minute they've gotten married to you.
But not only men, women do that too.
But vice versa.
But what I'm saying is that if you listen to this program and if you get to understand yourself and your partnership that you have with your spouse, and the things that you should be doing to encourage and enrich your relationship, to build your relationship, to make it stronger and better, you have to do those things all the time. And not resort to violence because of your failure in the bedroom. And a lot of men are failing in the bedroom. I tell you, the amount of calls and text messages and WhatsApp and you name it, I have gotten it over the last couple of days, simply because I am coming out with this information, and people may feel a bit empowered now, and they want to say, well, yes, this is what's happening to me, this is the situation, this is you know, I am being abused because of your failure. How could I mean, that is craziness. If you have a problem, like one person was talking about their partner and how great the sex was and whatnot, and suddenly because of changes in the person's health and other changes, of course aging is a change, the person doesn't perform the way they used to perform before, and suddenly now the guy doesn't want to seek help because he thinks that he's too macho for that or some other reason. Sometimes a person thinks that they're too important to do that. I had a gentleman come to that and he said, you know, I thought very long and hard about coming by you, and I had to make up my mind, and I giving you a test. If you start off negative, like I giving you a test, you feel you're going to have the positive attitude for things to change?
Yeah, but apart from that, by him telling you that he have to test you, it's obvious he won't tell you all the truth.
Exactly. So 15 minutes into the consultation, he told me, he said, I've told you everything that you need to know to help me. I said, no problem, sir. Let me look at your form. And I'm looking through and trying to decipher what it is. You know the hard part about it? While I'm doing that, he said, well, and I have to tell you this, and I have to tell you that. So 5 minutes into talking, 10 minutes into talking, I said, 10 minutes ago you tell me everything, you know. 10 minutes ago you told me, you tell me everything. So you could imagine how much things you still have to tell me.
Right off the bat, yeah.
So when a person starts off with that kind of negative attitude, I could imagine how that person will respond to other things. Because what a person doesn't understand in a consultation is that their true self come out without they wanted it to come out, you know, because they try to hide it.
Yeah.
That's what a consultation is about. When a person is talking to you and asking you certain questions and watching your behavior, your facial expression and whatnot, what you're saying holds weight, maybe about 60%, but 40% of what you try to figure out is how the person interacts with you. That's what they don't understand. When you go and sit in front of a professional, you know, they talk about sexual harassment. Women talk about sexual harassment all the time. So why do women dress so sexily or so nice for an interview? If you so care about sexual harassment, go with your hair uncombed, no makeup, and do your interview.
Yeah.
You're presenting yourself in a sexy way, you know.
But even
the clothing that you wear, you know, where you don't wear on some old pants and an old shirt and go for the interview.
But even when you get employed, it's not to say that you're going into public, you're going into an environment where there's X amount of people and you still want to look good.
But I'm telling you, it's because you're presenting yourself. And I'm not saying it's presenting yourself for sexual harassment, you know. But they talk about sexual harassment so many times, especially with what's going on in Hollywood and whatnot. You think that you're going to do a movie and there's a scene where you have to make love. The person wants to know if you're capable of doing that, you know, because there's certain things that have to go on, you know. That's why if you understand the whole thing about theater and art and whatnot, there are things that they ask of you. When you're going to do an interview, you're going to do an interview for, let's say, a secretary or accountant, to be accountant or whatnot. But yet still you'll make sure you're looking good. Because that is part of the interview, isn't it? So it's the same thing with your spouse. You're looking at him, you're looking at her because they are part of that. There must be some sort of stimulation. So you're sitting here with your wife right now. You have the warm oil in your hand. You make sure your hands are properly well warm. If you have to put it under your legs a little bit so you get the body heat. Some people have cold, clammy hands. So if you have a candle lighting, pass your hands over the candle and warm it up, because it will warm up the whatever lubrication you have on your hand, be it sweat or the wax or the candle or the oil. It will warm it up and your hands will warm up, and you start now gently caressing the feet up towards the toe, the top of the feet. The top, you're dealing with the top, from the ankle go up, side of the ankle and up. You're not going underneath the feet at all. That person must feel so relaxed with that caressing of the feet that she's ready to go into a different zone. And you could hear it from the breathing, and you could hear it from the oohs and the ahs, and oh yes, I'm enjoying that.
But
I like what you're doing.
Then you get a feel of the body relax.
You must feel if the body relaxes. If the woman have her toes like that, she not relaxed.
No, you can tell the difference.
You'll see the toe suddenly do so, and the ankle drops.
Yes, but then you, as the person who's doing the massage, it gives you a lift, more energy, and say, hey, look, well, I'm getting through.
Yes. So you start caressing the feet from the ankle, go up, you move your hands up now, don't massage the bone in front. When you're doing the feet and you're going up to the knee, don't massage the bone in front. That's going to be very irritating. You make sure you caress the side where the fleshy part is. I see Agent D is finally watching the program. I don't know if he's on, well, he's online. He and my good friend Niran and Agent D, they said they're online, but I don't know where. Are you on Facebook? Where are you online? Now, these are my real compadre.
That's the Wednesday line.
That's my compadres. You know? So, when you're doing that, the relaxation comes about, and the woman, somebody was making the point today. I can't remember, is it today or yesterday? I was listening to Power 102 as usual, as I do during the day. Once I'm in my vehicle, that's what I listen to. And they were making the point about your child trusting you. I think it was yesterday morning. Your child trusting you, and you're going into the water. The child hold on to you tight.
Right, yeah.
And they're tense. But if your partner trusts you, it just becomes relaxed.
Yeah.
And I'm just relaxed right now, so you can take a break.
Definitely. Anyway, folks, you're listening to Sexplosion right here on Power 2.1 FM with Sexologist Dr. Raj. We're going to be right back. Stay tuned.
Remember the days when brass bands ruled.
It's so wrapped up in the program, I forget when it breaks.
I know that. If you didn't do that, we go on, you know.
Yeah, I'd get another one in before 10. After 10 we have a nice roll. After 10 we have a good
So bring your coolers early. No glass bottles allowed. Monday, March 4th, 8 p.m. The Queen's Park Savannah. This is Brass Bacchanal. Tickets are $100 and available at the NCC ticket booth at the Queen's Park Savannah. Or Playway, Lotto booths, nationwide, and online at Celtics.com. North Park, Queen's Park Savannah. Brass, and more brass.
Power 102 FM, celebrating the Masters, brings live coverage of the Junior Calypso Monarch.
Is it new? It's hot.
24th of February at 10 a.m. from the Queen's Park Savannah.
It's not usually.
Monarch for 2019.
What? Of course, in the central Natukin.
Yeah, central Natukin is like this. Bring it on us at like 10 o'clock. So.
Becoming TNT's Junior Calypso Monarch. Join Power 102 FM on Monday, 25th February for live coverage of the Junior Calypso Monarch from 10 a.m. for back-to-back action being brought to you in part by the Public Transport Services Corporation, Ale Pecos, The Flavor Keeps Getting Better, and Brass Bacchanal on Power 102. The power of Calypso, celebrating the Masters. On the roads, and now in the feds too. Boom 94 is bringing safety to you in the feds with our Think Twice promotion. Look out for us at the Fed this Friday at the Park Savannah. Yo, I'm in Fed. The NFET this Sunday on San Fernando Hill, and at the International Soccer Monarch Finals at the Hasty Crawford Stadium on Fantastic Friday.
When you have time in your go home, I want you to go on the Facebook page, put on your headphones. listen to Renegade.
Vehicle Management Corporation of Trinidad and Tobago.
Put on your headphones. Listen to that.
I will.
Tell me. And listen to Rose in front.
See you do that.
You know, Rose really looking up front.
I know. The big audience.
Family. And civil. Whoever thought Rose.
We forget to write you off after you school.
Yeah, no, but Rose is big influence boy.
Yep.
The carnival is in full swing and the vibe
But
of the
I
season.
wanted to pull your head for you. Put on the bows and listen to Renegades play that tune. And I got a good recording of it,
Where you got it from?
From YouTube.
Listen to our daily fed safety
But
tips and
perfect recording.
information on our
Is
website.
that before the preliminaries or before the
Did you find out? Or did you have semi-finals?
Yeah, where? The semi-finals?
Yeah, but the person who recorded it perfect. You will feel in seven. With your bows, you'll feel in seven. Fantastic.
Serious.
Fantastic. I'll say it 5 times. That's how you're going to do it. 5 times. 5.
Think twice.
Right, my banner.
Yeah, man. They will stop them at all.
Think twice.
I want to continue, but when it comes to sex education, we are always one step ahead. You are listening to Sexplosion on Power 102.1 FM. The only sexologist in the Caribbean, Dr. Raj of Total Imaging, the Adult Therapy Center, which is located in St. Augustine, where he do treats all sexual dysfunctions in both male and female. May I remind you that our lines are open and feel free to give him a call at 222-8255. Also at 612-8255. I don't have any fear of calling in because you don't have to mention your name. You just ask your question and he'll apply an answer for you. You can also send in your WhatsApp or your text messages on his private mobile. If you know sometimes you don't want to hear yourself on radio, that's 740-1961. And you can also send in your messages on our website at Power 102 FM. You're listening to a program that's informative, educational, and of course entertaining, exclusively on Power 102 FM.
You know, it was remiss of me not to congratulate the West Indies team with that very beautiful victory today.
We won today.
Yeah, man. Beautiful victory. Cottrell take 5 wickets. We made runs. Hetmeyer hit another century. These are man to watch it.
So we level the series now?
1-1.
1-1.
Yes. So we get in there. We get in there. The guys are fighting.
So basically they're on the upgrade now. Or?
Well, I wouldn't say that. All I'm saying is that they're playing much better. They have a damn good captain. They follow their captain. They follow the instructions. They're doing the right things. They're feeling. They need a little improvement in certain areas, but they're doing well. They're doing well, and we have to back the boys.
Do we have any trainees on the team?
This match, no. Well, you don't need to have trainees on the team. It's a West Indies team.
Yeah, but what is a West Indies team without the Trinidadian
Well,
team?
sometimes you pick the best 11.
Yeah, but I find out recently they've been treating us a bit
Well,
harsh.
what you complaining about that is normal to be treated that way, but at the end of the day, it's still the West Indies team.
Okay. When they start losing, I'll apply it back again to you.
No, well, there's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's the West Indies team. We lose or draw, I back them. You know?
Well, I know you back them, but I find, if you're representing the West Indies, I think.
But if you don't have any Trinidadians that could make the team,
okay,
right?
We don't have any family. I know you're a cricket fanatic, but don't tell me you don't have a.
They dropped Nicholas Puran for today's match.
Okay.
Oh, I think Bravo played. Did he play? Yeah, I know they dropped Nicholas
But they are
Puran
on
for
tour
today.
with the team, right?
Yes, of course. He played last match and he scored. He made a duck, and they drop him. And they have all right to drop him. You get a chance, make runs.
Okay.
So, so Nisa, you missed that. So, talking about this abuse thing, I know of men who would it, it's not nice to say, but I'm going to say it. I'm just looking at something here before I say it. No, he didn't play today. I didn't look at it. Yeah, Bravo did. You see, Nicholas didn't get picked. So we are one Trinidad, you know. So,
But before
and it's
you,
not two. Yeah.
But before you go further, I want to ask you, as far you rightfully you mentioned abuse. What makes a man to be so good before getting heavily involved in a relationship to become abusive to his spouse?
Because that's his true nature. Your true nature will come out eventually in anything that you do, you know. Your true nature will come out in everything that you do.
No, you can treat somebody so fantastic. I mean, you will.
Well, I'm going to give you an example of some of the things that men do. You know, traditional Hindu home, they have a puja room. I know men who will take their wife into the puja room to swear that they're doing nothing wrong, but they're doing a lot of wrong, you know. I know men who will bring a Bible in front of the wife and they swear on that Bible, you know. When they're doing something wrong, you know, or they're incapable of satisfying their partner, you know.
Yeah, but the thing about it.
But these are common things that are happening in our society and nobody speaks about it. Nobody speaks about it because they're ashamed or afraid, or they don't want to bring their religion or belief system into disrepute. But these are the things that are happening throughout Trinidad and Tobago.
It's a sad situation.
It's sad, but it's something that needs to be addressed. So once the information gets out there, you start empowering the women, or you start empowering people, and you start getting them to think differently. And that's what we need to do. Because let's face it, you have so many people doing wrong things. Nobody's perfect, nobody's a saint. Not one person could put their hand up. Who is without sin cast the first stone? Nobody could cast the first stone. And that's a simple message. Simple message. He who is without sin cast the first stone. Not a single person could have picked up a stone. Because we all do wrong things. Whether you believe in sin or you don't believe in sin, you do wrong things. Yeah. So if you're abusive towards your spouse, and now further abuse is that you taking this woman into your prayer room, your puja room, and tell her she swear that you didn't do so and so, or you don't do so and so, or swear that you're faithful, some kind of thing like that. But the man in reverse is not going to do the same thing. Because of his inadequacies. He's unable to satisfy his wife or fulfill her desires or her needs, but he make it turning the whole thing around and trying to find an argument here and find an argument there and find a problem here and find a problem there. This is what people do. And let's face reality, we face that all the time in the country. A lot of people just turn a blind eye to it for whatever reason.
That's very sad.
Now, somebody asked a question here, and I don't really like to read his comments because he is so negative, and he's, but I'm going to read it because I think it's, Dr. Raj, I'm hearing you about the abuse that men give to women. Doctor, question, why you feel sorry for these women? Nobody here feels sorry for these women. He's a total idiot, eh?
That's
sure. Yeah, total idiot. Nobody here is feeling sorry for them. You're empowering them with information. So he can't understand that, you know, because he always have a negative attitude towards women. If he get a wife, he'll beat his wife. A bucket in the morning, if he get a wife, he beat his wife. That's why he can't get a woman. Because everything he says, why feel sorry for someone who does not care about themselves? Most of these women who are in abusive relations are very material, and they put money in front of what they value most. They feel if they leave the man, I may get the next man to give me what he is to give me, so I feel sorry for them. Everything about him is money, you know.
Okay.
You notice that?
Yeah,
Let's take a break.
Yeah.
Terrific. The atmosphere is great.
Because you know we have a little speech.
How much you have here?
Have 1, 2, 3, 4.
You want to put on that?
Yeah.
Because I find it very low.
So here we have a kind of smooth sailing. Very smooth.
Where excellence is a tradition.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, ladies' night, 2 people on 1 ticket. Tickets available at all NLCD outlets.
Then you always selling messages.
Always. Saying about women and money. Women and money. He equates love with money, everything.
Friday, February 22nd, 2019. The Soca Capital, Queens Park, Savannah. Michelle Montana, Maywood George, and Super Cool. For Jamaica, Shensia. Nyla Blackman. Army Fit is powered by Jack, the official beer of Army Fit 2019. Johnny Walker Black Hennessy, NLCB, Blue Water, Monster Energy Drink, Racetrack Wheel, American Stores, Magnum Tonic Water, Forest Park Punch and Rum, more fire, Campari, Guinness, made of more.
Power 102 FM celebrates the masters of Kaiso. Tune in for live coverage of Calypso Fiesta 2019. Saturday 23rd at 12 noon, Skillers Park, San Fernando. Catch all the action as the biggest names in Kaiso vie for their spot in the grand finals as they try to dethrone the reigning world hero Francis. It's Calypso Fiesta live on
I know we normally do it. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, what are contestants that are? So, aren't you happy? Exactly. That's what I meant. You're looking at it tomorrow, right? Party, I just thinking part.
I don't mind, but not because
It depends on who is performing. I think Gypsy's first.
Gypsy first?
Yeah.
And at the International Soca Monarch Finals at the Hasty Crawford Stadium on Fantastic Friday.
International Soca Monarch 2019.
Chat with our Think Twice team and win prizes, courtesy our sponsors. Be safe on the roads and in the vet. With Think Twice, powered by the Vehicle Management Corporation of Trinidad and Tobago, Femcart, Power 102 and Boom 94, and sponsored by Agricola Credit Union, Kendall Motor Oil, Leela Massey Credit Union, and Innocent.
Well, on the roads, safety first. So you've got to think twice and save a life. Stick to the speed limit. Speed limits are set to improve safety, so breaking it only puts you and everyone else at risk. Speeding is the number one cause of deaths in road accidents and TNT. Save a life, slow down. Speeding doesn't really save you time. Seconds, a few minutes at best. So don't speed. It's better to be a few minutes late and stick to the speed limit than get into an accident and not get there at all. On the roads, obey the speed limit. Safety first, so think twice and save a life. Powered by Femcart, the Vehicle Management Corporation of Trinidad and Tobago, Power 102, Boom 94, in association with the Computers and Controls, Arrive Alive, and the TTPS. While taking your time, it's now 4 minutes after 10 o'clock. The magic of sex education taking it to a whole new level. Right here on Power 102 FM with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj running of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center. Folks, don't forget our lines are open for those of you who would love to interact with him via the telephone. Feel free. 222-8255, also at 612-8255. For those of you sending in your WhatsApp or your text messages, you can also do that on his private mobile 740-1961. You can also send in your messages on our website at Power 102 FM. It's educational, informative, and entertaining. What am I speaking about? The program that you're presently listening to, Sexplosion with Dr. Raj.
Pleasant good evening to my two childhood friends here, from my classmates from Northeastern College, June and Trudy. How are you, darlings?
Those are nice names.
Oh yes, two beautiful women. Not only in looks, but their personality and everything. June and I are actual neighbors. We grew up in the same area. So, we're talking about the abuse of women, and sometimes you'll say a man is talking about it because he feels sorry. It's not a matter of must have empathy, but it's not because you feel sorry for them. You want to empower people so that they stand up for what they're supposed to stand up for, or at least they know they have someone in their corner. Why it is, after doing program or certain types of program, you have so many women reaching out to me and telling me about these little things that are happening to them, especially this thing with painful intercourse and not having an orgasm or not enjoying sex with their partner. And there's no way that they could convey that message to their partner because their partner would feel less of a man. Because you are telling him that I really don't enjoy sex. Not I don't enjoy sex with you, because if you use the word I don't enjoy sex with you, then he will ask you who you enjoy sex with. Correct?
That's right.
So what you're doing is you're telling him, well, fine, you're saying that I don't enjoy sex because it's painful for me. So what that man has to do now is to find a solution. Why is sex painful for you? What's happening? Let's talk about it. Am I doing something wrong? Am I not using enough lubrication? Am I not doing something that is right for you to actually enjoy? What do I need to do to improve my skills? Why can't we do that? That's empowerment.
Oh yeah.
A program like this is supposed to give persons the tool so that they become empowered and they do the right things. That's the bottom line. We must want to do the right things so that we can have a better relationship with our spouse. What makes for a successful relationship? Not the way you communicate. Communication is the key. Communication is the key. So you need to communicate at all levels. Sexual levels, levels of finance, levels of love, levels of family, everything. But you have to combine it also. You have to combine it because it's a unit.
Yes, you have to.
So when persons think that it is simply about feeling sorry for someone, it's not that. You're trying to strengthen your resolve. You're trying to give them the tools by which they can come out of that. You want them to come out of it. And you also want the men to think that, hey what, these things that we feel we're doing in secret, it's not in secret, you know. That you forcing your wife to swear in the puja room or swear on a Bible that you're doing this and you're doing that and you're doing all kind of wrong things. It's wrong. It's wrong. Because if they turn it around and tell you to swear, can you do the same swearing?
They will go there too.
Some men will run out of the house.
Not even going there.
So these are the things I'm talking about. So now that you're caressing your wife's leg and you're caressing the feet, and remember I said you're caressing the top of the feet, now you can go to the toes. And it'd be nice if you could get the toes to face you. So with a relaxed feet, you could bend the knees a bit and you could bring the toes right in front of you. And you start working the toes. Each toe, you start from the small one, work all the way up to the big one and back again. And in between the toes, now it could be painful or it could feel funny for some women because you know the size of your finger going between the toes and whatnot, spreading the toes and all those things. So you have to take your time. Once the muscle and the appendage, which is the toes, becomes relaxed, it will naturally open. Like everything else, when the vagina is relaxed, it opens. That's why women who have painful intercourse, if they have enough love making or the right love making and they're relaxed enough, intercourse is no longer painful. It becomes pleasurable.
And you must tell.
Of course you could tell, but like you could tell if you are aware of these things and if you care about the person. If you don't care, you go to a dam and you don't care what you do.
Yeah. You have to have feelings.
Right, but some people don't. So see, my good friend Derek is on also. Derek is also my classmate from Northeastern. Thank you very much, my friends, for being on with us. So you're caressing your partner. You're getting her to relax. You are making her feel that, hey, there's a connection between you and I. The kids are off to sleep. Sexplosion is playing in the background, or you're listening to what Dr. Raj is saying, but at the same time, I'm relaxing you. I'm doing all the things to make you feel good about yourself. That's why at my institution, I teach these things, how to give a relaxing massage. When you come to, we have a massage parlor outside also. We don't sell sex at the massage parlor. That's what I tell people. You come there for a relaxing massage, whether it be couples and whatnot. That's what you come for.
But I know you have...
There are persons who come to train for that.
But I know for a fact you have Trinidad celebrities that comes for massages there for just relaxing.
Of course.
I know that for a fact.
Because there are sportsmen and women who come there to relax and they need to get that done. They need to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Pleasant good evening to Izzy.
Izzy.
She's already tempting me, but that's all right. That's okay.
Especially on a Friday evening.
Mm-hmm.
Easy is not easy, you know.
How do you know that?
Because I've heard many comments that she sends you.
Oh. Dr. Raj, Darian here. Do you offer erotic massages with male masseuse? Yes, of course. Of course, we have male and female masseuse. But what I'm saying is that why not learn to do these things? I had somebody who left the US, came to Trinidad to learn how to do a bit of tantric massage, you know, just the massage part, not tantra.
Yeah.
Came to learn that. He was visiting Trinidad. He said, I heard about you. I listened to you on the radio. Can I get a session and get... And he did the training. And after he did the training, he actually did the massage on his own. So when he goes back, his partner would feel whatever he learned, he will pass that on to his partner.
Yeah.
And that is what is important. A man should not, you know, have this idea that I don't need to do this and I don't need to do that. Do everything that is possible to make your wife, your spouse, your girlfriend, your living lover, your honor woman, whatever, make she feel so relaxed and nice that she feel loved and pampered.
And apart from that, put her in a position where she will need not to think of anybody else.
Correct. You are number one because she's focusing on you, on what you say, what you do, how you go about doing it.
Yeah.
Even when you're making love, you could still massage your partner, you know. You could massage along her spine. Don't massage the spine directly. Massage along her spine. You could massage her buttocks. You could massage her inner thighs. You could massage behind her neck if you know what to do and how difficult it is. It's very easy to learn, and all you need to do is take the time to learn it. That's all you need to do. Take your time and effort to learn how to caress in a massaging way. So the person, now, there's deep tissue massage, there's Swedish massage, there's shiatsu massage, there's Japanese massage, there's Vietnamese, they have all kind of massage, you know. So you have to know to do the exotic, erotic type massage. And once you have an open mind towards these things, you will learn.
Yeah, and you make your love session go much longer.
Well, that is the second point, and that is so right. You need to make the love making session go long enough that the person enjoy every minute of it. Let's take that call.
Hello and welcome to Sexplosion. Good evening. Hello, good evening.
Sound like BBC?
That person sending a text.
Beep, beep. Oh, it's coming in Morse code.
Just to remind you, our lines are open for those of you who would love to interact with Dr. Raj. Feel free at 222-8255, also at 612-8255. Yeah.
I'm just responding to something here. I need this piece of information.
Anyway, folks, taking your time, it's now 12 minutes after 10 o'clock inside Sexplosion. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned. Is that short one, eh?
Izzy said she's not easy. And I know that for a fact.
Are the problems and destructive anxieties of today tearing you apart? If there is ever a time to readjust your priorities and focus your vision, it's now. Join Pastor Wayne Sampson on the Vision Flow devotional program from 5:30 to 6 a.m. right here on Power 102 FM. Jesus is the only one who can give you peace in the midst of today's storm.
What? Yes, sir?
Welcome to Carnival 2019 on main stage Power 102, celebrating the Masters.
I know things will last a long time.
A celebration of Trinbagonian culture. Come and enjoy the sweet, enticing sound of Pan. And live Pan coverage, the Panorama semi-finals, the Panorama finals, and the Carnival
The other breaks we have is just one.
is here. We'll have live coverage of the National Ex-Tempo Prelims and Semis, the Calypso Fiesta, National Junior Calypso Monarch Finals.
Somebody calling.
Celebrating
Someone is calling.
The last one
on Power
Dave Young.
I knew I had to be on stage. I felt this is the place.
Celebrating the Masters, the ticket giveaways for Army Fat and more. Interesting historical features like origins of the Mass, folktales, fables, and legends, Calypso stories, characters of Carnival. And to keep you updated and in the know, our Carnival Calendar 2019, along with so much more, celebrating the Masters. Playing now on Power 102.
Power 102, empowering you.
This Carnival is
Hi, hello, good evening, and welcome to Sexplosion. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah.
Hello.
Good evening. We're hearing you.
Hello, good evening.
Okay. We heard him.
We heard him, but
We didn't hear him. Anything on here?
No.
Okay.
Anyway, folks, don't forget our lines are open for those of you who would love have a question or two for Dr. Raj. Feel free. 222-8255. Also at 612-8255. You're listening to a program that's informative, educational, and of course entertaining, exclusively on Power 102 FM. Yeah.
So, once you're caressing your partner, you cannot get into a state where you're so relaxed you don't want to move about you. Because what you have to do the moving around, and your partner have to be there in the relaxed state. You know? So don't become lazy and you just rock back and say, okay, well, I'm massaging her foot and that's enough. You know? You must work your way up to all erogenous zones, behind the calves, behind the legs, the inside of the thigh, along the, some women articulate on the side, so you work up towards her arms and neck.
So you have to set the pace.
You have to set the pace. You're working the pace.
Yeah. Because
you're working the pace to get it done.
You have to get that person in the mood. Hello and welcome to Sexplosion. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Okay.
But once you're working on the feet, there were some things that I wanted to talk about the feet, because there are certain pressure points on the feet that equates to different organs in your body. And the sexual part of the body is the inner part just before the heel.
Okay.
And that's what you have to do. You have to know what kind of pressure to apply there. You have to know how to work it. You've got to know how to actually caress that part of the feet. Now, of course, you expect that your partner is going to be clean, so I wonder what you tell me about, if their feet dirty, what you do. Come on.
Yeah, but when you're going to,
Yeah.
I mean,
So you're getting into that and you're working that area. You've got to get your thumbs into it. You've got to get applying that pressure, and applying pressure not only with caressing but also pressuring by actually pressing into the area and moving your fingers around in a circular fashion.
Let's try this again. Hello and welcome to Sexplosion. Good evening. Hello, good evening. One of these lines are giving trouble here.
Apparently, could you just give the number again? Somebody wants to know the number to call in.
222-8255. Also at 612-8255.
So once you start doing that and the woman becomes relaxed and you're hearing sounds emitting from the person and the person is feeling good about themselves, the lovemaking starts, and the lovemaking is part of it. That is part of the foreplay. So that relaxation brings about the mood, and you want to know from the person how they're feeling.
Yeah.
So you're getting that feedback, and that feedback will give you a certain sensation, give you certain feelings. So you keep moving from one to the other, and you're building as you go along. This is where your lips come into motion. This is where your touching comes into motion. She might be even caressing you with her heel, one of her heel, because when you're working on one feet, she might have the other foot available to touch you, to caress your crotch area, to caress the inner thighs, just to touch you.
And that gives you an extra drive as well.
It's
because
supposed
you know you're doing something.
to.
Because you know you're doing something.
Because
right.
even with the guys who have some sort of erectile dysfunction related to high cholesterol or whatever,
Yeah.
once you start to get that feedback from your partner, you will get something, You'll get some sort of spark. And despite the fact that you may not have the best of erections or whatnot, you could still have intercourse. You could still make love. You could still do a lot of things with your partner that brings about a level of satisfaction, not only to her but to you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Providing that you're willing to do it. And not turn on the woman and become a beast and blame she for your shortfalls.
Oh, yeah. And not meaning anything. Man quick to complain, eh?
And quick to turn beast.
Just to remind you that you are listening to Sexplosion with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj, right here on Power 102 FM. If you would love to interact with him via the telephone, feel free. Numbers you can call 222-8255, also at 612-8255. If you do decide that you want to send him a WhatsApp or a text or message, you can also do that on his private mobile 740-1961. You can also send in your messages on our website at Power 102 FM.
Well, let's get people to test the telephone. Call up the telephone.
That's why I made sure I said it
Yes.
much
Slower, so they can write down the number and start calling up the phone. Let's see if something is wrong with the line.
Well, we opened up the program where you was discussing the oils. I wonder if anybody got into the vehicle and
I hope they did.
yeah.
Went
But
to buy the oils.
That oil sounds like a very romantic thing.
It is part of what there are so many things that you could add to your to whatever you're doing with your partner that will make things better.
Yeah. But I can
Not because your partner needs lubrication means to say you are failing, you know. Women sometimes have issues. They reabsorb whatever secretion they have very quickly. So adding lubrication doesn't make you a worse off lover.
But apart from that, for a person who have never experienced it, this is ventured into new grounds. So, you will feel a bit comfortable now that, hey, look, this is something completely...
Yeah, because we're discussing it.
Yeah, this is something completely different.
Yeah, because that's what we're doing here now. We're discussing it and letting you know what you can and cannot do.
To enhance.
And don't feel intimidated by the things that you can do to make your partner feel good. Because once your wife is feeling good, obviously you're going to feel good.
Yeah.
That's an obvious thing. When you are a young man courting and you want to kiss your partner and you want to feel up and whatnot, and when you get in any current from her, you're getting any sex, and you used to feel good?
Oh, more than good.
Okay.
More than good, even better.
Point made.
Hello and welcome to Sexplosion. Good evening.
Judy, just checking to see if the phone is working.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, family.
See?
This is again Mary.
Hey, family. Okay, darling.
Mary, how are you? Mary from Belmont? Yeah, that's Mary from Belmont, I'm sure.
That is what I love about our listeners. She just want to make sure, because we was experiencing some problems a bit earlier on. So we're back on track.
We're back on track. So those of you who want to call, know that you can call.
Yeah, and the numbers you can call, 222-8255. Also, 612-8255. Yeah.
So doing these little things, what it does, instead of you quarreling, instead of you looking to pick a fight, instead of you doing wrong things with your partner, you're doing the right things.
Yeah.
And you can get such a positive response from your partner. I mean, for some moment there'd be a shock because they didn't expect that. Well, that is nice. The shock is not a bad shock. The shock is not something that they're going to turn away from there. As a matter of fact, they will wonder, well, what's up?
Yeah.
How come he's doing this?
Yeah.
Because he has never done this before. There's always a first time.
A new experience.
There's always a first time.
Well, I can tell you that nobody does better what we do best when it comes to sex education, right here on Power 102.1 FM. The only sexologist in the Caribbean, Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center. Reminding you once again that our lines are open. If you would love to interact with them via the telephone, feel free. 222-8255. Also at 612-8255. If you are sending a WhatsApp or a text message, you can also do that on his private mobile 740-1961. May I remind you that this program may contain material that is not suitable for children. Parental guidance are therefore advised. Yeah.
You know, and again, I always like to use myself as an example. No matter how close my wife and I are, when she goes to sleep, early. That's why she don't even listen to the program. But I only have to do one little thing, and she will move closer to me than ever. And I know that, but I don't do it all the time. I may do it once or twice a week, and but I just do it because I know how she's going to react.
Yeah.
I know, and she might be sleeping, but once you do, she just automatically her body moves towards you.
Okay. Yeah. That's when you know.
But that's because you know what to do, and you do these things in such a way that it becomes second nature.
You're in sync with the person.
Yes. So you want to be able to have things that other people have to think about doing. You just do it and it's a second nature to you and it just happens. And how do you do that? You develop relationship over the years, you develop a kind of camaraderie between you and the person. The person is not your best friend in the sense that, oh, this is my alignment partner and whatnot. This is the person, this is your lover. And this is the person that you're actually doing things with to make you feel good, and of course she has to feel good.
Yeah.
So you're taking the element of violence out of it. You're taking the element of she being upset all the time, or she don't trust you, because I was talking about that issue with trust. When a woman no longer trusts you, or when a woman fear you, you think she could love you the way you want her to love you?
Oh, no.
She's not going to love you that way. Because she sees you not as the lover or the man that she fell in love with. She sees you as a beast. And if she have to describe it, that's how she will describe you, as a beast.
Anyway, folks, taking our time, 26 minutes after 10 o'clock, Sexplosion, right here on Power 102 FM. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned.
Mondays on Power 102 FM, The Business Corner. 60 minutes of news, analysis, and discussion about money, entrepreneurship, and work. And for those with ideas for a startup, solid tips and advice about the way forward and building the brand. From companies to currencies, investments to the role of information technology. The Business Corner with communications and business consultant Sandrine Rattan. Mondays at 2 p.m. on Power 102, empowering you. In association with the Career Business Hatchery and TSTT B-Mobile. Life is on.
The greatest steel bands in the world converge on the Queen's Park Savannah. Carnival City on Saturday, the 2nd of March for the National Panorama Finals 2019. It's a night of majestic, magnificent, and resplendent power. We kick off at 6 p.m. sharp. Your favorite medium and large steel band. Come jump up and enjoy the North Park with your coolers. Orama J in the legendary Grandstand. Get your tickets now at all MLCB outlets nationwide. The NCC's head office. Get them online. www.suntex.com. Grandstand $400. North Park $300. Grandstand special reserve $850. And Grandstand reserve $700. For more information, call the NCC hotline at 622-1670 or 623-6831. This year, we celebrate our cultural icons. The Mighty Shadow, Ken, the Professor Fillmore, and the original DeFosto himself. Carnival Saturday, the 2nd of March, the National Panorama Finals at the Queen's Park Savannah. Carnival City. Sponsored by Caribbean Airlines, Angostura, B-Mobile, Massey Technologies, and the NLCB. Produced by Pan Trinbago.
Well, I can tell you that we are giving our listeners what they want and expect from a good radio program when it comes to sex education, exclusively on Power 102 FM. Sexplosion with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center. Folks, don't forget our lines if you would love to interact with him. And when you call in, it's not necessary that you give your name. I know a lot of people don't like to give their names on air. You can just ask your question and he will apply an answer for you. The numbers you can interact with him, 222-8255, also at 612-8255. For those of you who might be a bit shy and would love to ask a question but want to send a WhatsApp or a text message, you can also do that on his private mobile, 740-1961. You're listening to a program that's informative, educational, and of course entertaining, exclusively on Power 102 FM.
Hi Raj, this is DJ. Do you sell the candle that melts into oil to massage? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And it's scented and it feels wonderful on the skin.
Especially when you get
that warmth of it. Oh my God.
Especially when you get that beautiful smell. You know, it enhances you a little more.
The smell, the feel. You have to be careful though when you're lighting this candle and using it, especially using it around sheets and whatnot. You don't want it to fall on it.
No.
Because it stains.
Oh, okay.
Because it's made out of soya oil.
Yeah.
So you have to watch it. You have to be careful. Something I was going to. So many things coming in. There's so many things coming in, but there's some things that I just can't talk about, and that's not nice.
I know that for but
for those of you who did send your comments, and please don't send the comments on Facebook. Please don't send the comments on WhatsApp. You need to go on the website www.drrajtt.com and leave your comments on the review. That's what you have to do. Otherwise, it doesn't show on the website. And I needed to show on the website because I want people to know, what I'm all about. And it's better if people say what I'm all about than I say what I'm all about.
Yeah, it's better to people endorse you anyhow.
Of course.
Yeah.
So all you need to do is go on the website. There's a direct link that I sent to you. Once you press that link, it takes you to the website. The things that are underlined that comes to you, just press on that and it takes you straight to the web, providing you have a smartphone. If you don't have a smartphone, you wouldn't get a broadcast from me anyway. So all you do is press on that and it takes you to the website. It takes you right where you have to leave your comments, and that's all you need to do. Leave your comments on the website. So folks, I would appreciate it very much if you send your comments directly to the website under review. Why? Because I want others who are reading it to see what you have to say about me. So please, 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 when you see the broadcast, I need you to simply press on it and it takes you to the website.
To the web. Directly. It's
very easy. I'll show you how easy it is, Junior. Some persons may not be too accurate with that, but it does. Once you get the broadcast, it comes to you. It tells you what to do. If you do this, once it's in green, you do so, and you see what happens. But it goes straight to the website.
But I was looking at that. My own wasn't popping up green.
No, once it's underlined like that, you may not come up green.
It came up something like that.
Well, right. That's where you go.
And
that's where you say leave your comments.
Right.
You go down here.
Yeah.
You go down here and it says there's something to fill out.
Yeah,
these are people, and you fill it out and leave your comment here.
Yeah, and when you leave the comments, what you press?
Submit.
All
you do is press submit here. Submit. That lights up in red and you press that.
Oh.
So it's very easy. You put your comment there and you press submit, because once you start to type here, it comes up red. Right? You could take a photograph, you could do whatever you want, and it comes up red, you just press submit. Very easy.
So it's easy like something.
Interactive. So you get in here, you fill out all this. Your name and whatever, you could just put your initials, where you're from, your email address, whatever, and you put your comment inside here. Here will turn to red, you press submit.
Oh.
Very simple. That's what you need to do. So I want you all to send, once you get the broadcast from me, press on it, it will take you straight to the website.
Easy.
All you do is fill out the information, you could even read what people say, and you could press like.
So when you say website, what
my website, it goes to my
website.
website, drrajtt.com.
Okay.
Because if you watch it, when you open it up, you will see that it goes to my website. If you watch up here, drrajtt.com.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's where it goes, straight to my website. I've made it so easy for everyone. I have made it super easy, and I even send the link to you. You get in the link directly, you touch it, and you go straight to my website.
Easy like that.
Right, and since we're not getting calls, and it's already 10:30, we finish at 11.
11.
Yes. I go into the vet.
You
give me
can
my
do that.
ticket, please.
I'll give you. Okay, I'll leave it to the.
No, I want it in my hand.
It's to the front of the.
No, you have it to the front. I saw you put it in your bag. I know you too well.
Anyway, folks, taking our time, 25 minutes before 11 o'clock. I'll tell you, this is what it's all about. And for those of you who are listening to Sexplosion for the very first time, Sexplosion is featured here on Power 102.1 FM every Thursday and Friday evening. On a Thursday, Dr. Raj, he comes in, sits here with me from 7 until 9 o'clock. And then on a Friday, he comes in from 9. Yeah. And I can tell you, this is what it's all about, taking sex education where it has never been before. So, for those of you who might have something on your mind that is sexual and it's really, really bothering you, this is the forum for it. The numbers you can interact with him via telephone, feel free, he's right here with me. 612-222-8255. Also 612-8255. You can also send in your messages on his website 01961. Easier like that.
And if you choose to call my 740 number while I'm on the air, you're wasting your time.
Yeah.
So don't waste your time and don't waste my time.
That line is just for WhatsApp.
That is for sending your WhatsApp messages and whatnot. And if you send me a message, please send your name, especially if you're first time sending me a message. Please send your name. I wouldn't call your name on the air, but if you don't send me your name, I'm not going to read your message.
Right.
Yes. And because
That
some
makes
of you,
sense.
because it's kind of rude to just ask me a question without sending your name.
Yes, at least.
Hi, I'm so
at
and
least
so.
At least even though you might.
Hi, I'm
think-
so and so.
Yeah.
So. It's a question.
At least if you send a name, you can visualize what the person looks.
I don't want to visualize. I just need to know common courtesy. Tell me your name.
Yeah.
That's courtesy. If you meet me for the first time, where you come up and say, hey, Dr. Raj, no, introduce yourself.
Video.
Right, thank you.
I'm your family.
That might sound a bit harsh, but that's exactly what it is.
No, but that is the right way to do things anyhow.
Yeah.
You just can't talk to a nobody.
Yeah, yes,
It don't make sense. Yeah, so we're getting back now,
what we getting back to?
to the caressing part. I love the candle part, you know.
You love the candle part?
Yes, I love it. I've never experienced it.
No, well, you have to do it to feel it, to feel what your partner is feeling, and don't do it with the expectation that something will be done to you. Sometimes a massage alone is sufficient for a woman to feel the love from you. It may not lead to sex, you know. Not everything that you do should lead to sex. So your partner would feel loved and appreciated and
cared for. Yeah. But you know, when you're thinking in terms, I mean, a man like your family here, when you're thinking about rubbing somebody with oil, it's not just a feeling. Sex
Why
after
not?
the sex, no.
Oh, you mean with you? See,
Sex-
you
no,
see,
sex after follow.
you're so thirsty there.
No, but it's just, you know, because you're making the person who you're
Not
doing
all the
it.
time. I've done it many times without the
Yeah, because you've been
expectation.
around a lot. You've been around and around and around. But
Oh,
when you're speaking,
Lord, hey.
but when you're speaking about the average person,
You're looking for it?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Dr. Raj, I find myself doing all the foreplay and work and don't get it back from my partner. As much as I speak out about foreplay being done to me, she just doesn't do it. Well, stop doing what you're accustomed to doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
If she harden and she want to hear, she go feel.
Yeah.
It's not a one-way road here.
No.
It is not a one-way road. If I'm doing things with you and there's an expectation of you to do something, that there is that expectation. If you continue to be the way you are and you're not doing anything,
Are you punching?
I'm not doing anything.
No.
I could lock off.
No.
Well, anyway, I have my brain working. I could lock off something or somebody like that.
Well, you see, no, I know. I know what you speak. You see, but everybody's not like you.
I was saying if you like me.
Yeah.
So if I have an expectation of something and I tell you about it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 3 strikes and you're out. I don't like baseball. I like baseball movies, but 3 strikes and you're out.
Yeah. So at least you give the party two extra strikes.
3 strikes and you're out. I done.
2 free ones. So you give them
After that, we're done.
And there's no coming back.
No, of course there's coming back when you love somebody and when you care about somebody. But if I write you off and I blank you off my mind, like let's say it doesn't have to be something sexual.
Yeah.
I lock you off. The next time I meet you, I might ask you who are you, and that's serious. I really don't know you.
That is drastic, man.
That's how my mind works.
That's drastic.
I have had persons who worked for me and whatnot, and after they left, don't communicate. And when I meet them the next time, it's like, you don't remember me? And no, I don't. Sorry, I don't. I lock off.
Wow.
I just don't.
That's heavy stuff.
You have to remind me. You really have to remind me. And some people, I had somebody call me who I took care of. I don't think I ever tell you what it is. You know her. You met her when we were hanging out, when we used to leave here and go and hang out at that place, like Victoria Square there. where they have the carnival parties and whatnot, Peter Place.
Yeah.
Right. We used to go there and hang out.
Mm-hmm.
We met her there. And she called me a day and talking to me in tears, you know, because I did not recognize who it was. And this is somebody who I took care of.
So you just shut down.
That's how my brain works. I shut you out. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I could do that, but it's very easy for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I try my best not to shut people out.
Mm-hmm.
Because once I shut you out, you don't exist.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think about you. I
just
don't
move on.
Yeah.
No, I can't do that, boy.
That is how I condition myself from very young.
Yeah, but then again.
And the things that, you know,
mm-hmm.
it's not a good trait, but it's how I operate.
That's your mentality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's how I operate.
Mm-hmm.
It's what keeps me sane
Mm-hmm.
and keeps me in check with whatever I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
There are some persons I will never forget, especially if you impacted upon my life.
Yeah.
But if it's
just so.
Anyway, let's.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm telling him is that tell her plain, don't expect me to be doing these things and you're not reciprocating. There's nothing that, you know, no matter how much I speak to you about it and you're not making the effort. So love is not a one-way street.
No, of course not. No.
You have to meet me somewhere along, even if 10%, 20%, 25%. You have to meet me somewhere there.
You have to show a little interest.
Yes. It's like, you know, somebody say, why you didn't call me? I say, so why you didn't call me? I sent a greeting to you. I met a friend recently, Wednesday gone, and she's telling me, she said, you know, we haven't communicated. I said, no, every morning I send something to you. She said, true? And the mother is telling her, yes. Her mother is telling her, yes, he does. I say, you see, if your mother could tell you that, you know I do. Because I feel the need to keep that connection.
To keep that line open.
So if it's a good morning, how you doing, whatever.
Yeah, or just a hi.
Yeah, hi. What's up? How things?
Just one liners.
But if after 10 or 12 times I do that and you respond, that's it. There's nothing coming to you again.
How you Pancho?
I lock off, my brain lock off, and I gone.
Anyway, folks, taking our time, 17 minutes before 11 o'clock. Sexplosion on Power 2.1 FM with Sexologist Dr. Raj Ramnanam of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center. All it's in Augustine. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Carnival 2019 on main stage Power 102, celebrating the masters.
I do things for last a long time.
A celebration of Trinidad culture. Come and enjoy the sweet, enticing sound of pan. And live pan coverage for the Panorama semi-finals, the Panorama finals, and the Carnival.
I go all out for
Party
pizza.
season is here.
And in a minute, I see that I don't set myself up for disappointment. I don't. That's how I program. I don't set. If I call you 2-3 times and you don't answer, you call me again. I done with that. If you call me back, you reconnect the link. But if it's a long time after, you call me back a year or two after, I don't know who the hell you are, and I'll tell you, I'm playing, I don't know you. Who is you? No, but that's how I am. If I call you 2 or 3 times and you don't answer, and I know you, or I send you a message 2 or 3 times and you respond, I don't know why wasting time for? Why waste time? Time is precious. Use it for other things.
I want to continue that we are taking sex education where it has never been before, exclusively on Power 2.1 FM. Nobody does better what we do best, knowledge and experience. This is what it's all about. When you're tuned into Sexplosion on a Thursday and Friday evening, with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj Ramnanan, of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, which is located in St. Augustine. Our lines are open. If you would like to interact with him via the telephone, feel free. 222-8255, also at 612-8255. If you do decide that you want to send him a WhatsApp or a text message, you can also do that on his private mobile, 7401961.
Junior, I will do things for people. That's the kind of person I am. I grew up that way. My family is like that. We have always done things for people. Situations, we will give up our time, our effort, whatever. My whole family is like that. My brother will open up his home for people who stranded, whatever. He's just like that. I am the same way. But the minute I'm reaching out to somebody, or I know we have a connection of some sort, and you break that connection, like let's say I'm calling you and you don't answer, or I send you a text message and you don't respond, why waste time? Move on to something else. So it's the same thing with a relationship. If you're in a relationship with someone and there's nothing positive coming back your way, right? You have to do everything possible, because you're talking about a relationship here now. You're not talking about just a casual friend or somebody who you meet by the way or whatever.
Yeah.
You're talking now about a relationship. And if you're in a relationship and there's certain expectation with that relationship, and you don't get that, why waste time? Especially after you've told the person once, twice, 3 times, I expect that you'll at least say good morning to me. You'll at least tell me how things are going. If, you know, how was your day?
Yeah.
Or whatever chat you have. I'm just using that generally. Or when you're doing something to me, how I feel, give me some feedback. I work on feedback. I am programmed to work on feedback. If I don't get feedback, that's it. That's it. That's how I could lock off certain situations and certain people very easily. I work on feedback. I expect, and I tell you, I make sure I tell you. If I am reaching out to you, I expect feedback from you. If I don't get that feedback, the reaching out will be here, there, and done.
And it was always like that, right?
Always. Always like that. Always. Anybody who knows me know that is me. I will go all out for anyone. But the minute I don't get feedback, that's it. It don't have to be no long thing and long conversation. Like, okay, if I pass the checker pad, not a lie. I pass by you once, I say, like, go online a year ago. Pass by you twice, like, go online a year ago. Pass by you 3 times, like, go online a year ago. Don't expect me to ever pass there again, That ain't happening, No. If I call you, like our line days are Wednesday, there are certain people will call. And if I call you 3 times and you're not available,
that is it. That's
it. You get no call from me again.
That's the end of the line.
I am not calling you again, because why waste that phone call on you when I could call somebody else? It is just the way things are. That's how you have to program your mind to. You have to program your mind to be what your personality allows you to be, and nothing more or nothing less. I'm looking, very soon there'll be a movie coming out. You know, last week I was talking about the wonders of Bangladesh, India.
Yeah.
I was talking about the wonders of. Very soon there's a movie coming out, I think in July, where 21 soldiers, Indian soldiers, held back 10,000 men. And this is a true story, This happened in 1891 or somewhere around there. 10,000 Afghans were held back by 21 Indian soldiers. That is legendary, It's so legendary, that's when the kurki, that curved knife you see certain people use it?
Yes.
It's called a kurki.
Yeah. Yeah.
That kurki became famous because of that situation. They're making a movie. It's supposed to come out in July, I think. But if you watch that, you'll understand that. You'll have to know how to condition your brain on those things. Like I say, I like to read history. Certain types of history, certain things there's dwell in me. And you have to know how to make up your mind for a situation. It's a do or die. Any situation. So whatever you're doing, you do it without regret. You go ahead and you do it. You do it wholeheartedly. But at the same time, there must be feedback.
Okay.
When that movie come out, I hope people go and see it. And see the wonders of what you call an Indian soul. And what they will do.
So you say the movie's coming out?
I think in July.
In July?
Yeah, I'll get the name for you next time.
Yeah.
But it's a true story. It actually happened.
Wow.
This is the border of when Pakistan was part of India, on the border of Afghanistan.
Wow.
You'll see 21 million, held back
21
10,000 invaders.
Very interesting.
Still spoken about in British history, but of course they don't let people know too much about it. But I'm glad somebody finally decided, after 100 and something years of Bollywood film, to finally make a movie about it. And I always wonder when they'll make that.
Interesting. Anyway, folks, just to remind you, Sexplosion right here on Power 102.1 FM with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj Ramnanan. Feel free, folks, our lines are open. Love to interact with him via the telephone. Anything sexual might be bothering you, feel free. This is the forum for it. 2228255, also at 6128255. Yeah. Yes,
somebody say, okay, I got that. I see my friend Sushila says, good night, Dr. Raj and June, I totally agree with you. What do you agree? I'm not too sure what she agree with. Izzy is giving trouble as usual.
Izzy.
Good evening to the panel locked on from Al. Yeah, so it's the things that you develop over the years. Hey, check his on.
Right, family man.
It's the things that you develop over the years that will condition you to be the type of person, but your personality must run through it. Take that call.
Hello and welcome to Sexplosion. Good evening.
Hi, good night.
Hi, good evening.
Dr. Raj.
Good evening.
And Junior.
Yeah, family.
Good program.
Thank you.
Raj, tell me, how does a relationship start with a woman? You just like, you meet her and then from there you get to know her, or the relationship starts as sex began?
No, a relationship starts from when you cast your eyes on the person and you say, I want to have a relationship with that person. And the relationship starts when that person reacts to you. That's when the relationship starts. A relationship does not start with sex.
No.
Sex is the cement that binds a relationship together. It does not start a relationship. It's the cement that keeps the relationship going. It's the cement that strengthens the relationship.
Yeah.
If you put one brick on top of another brick, doesn't it constitute a wall?
Right.
But isn't that wall easy to fall down because there's nothing holding it together? It's the very same thing with a relationship. So check my analogy. Once you put the cement in between, the brick is the larger part, right? The cement is just a little bit, maybe 1 inch of cement.
Right, yeah.
But that 1 inch of cement holds that large brick that is a 12 by 8. That should tell you something. Whenever I use those words, sex is the cement that binds a relationship together. Think about putting up a wall, not plastering a wall in. When you're putting up a wall, it's 1 inch of cement that goes in between, cement and sand, mortar. So maybe I should say sex is the mortar that binds a relationship together. So once you create that and you're having that sort of relationship, the first thing to start a relationship is, hey, hi, how are you? My name is Raj. What's yours? And why you want to know my name for? Why does someone want to know your name? Because they're interested in you. I'm interested in you. Could you please tell me your name? Well, I don't think I should do that now because I don't know if it's a stalker. I say, right. But I'm not a stalker, but you're right. Don't give me your name. But I still want to get to know you. So you're turning all the negatives into positives.
Positives, right, yeah.
Instead of getting vexed with you and say, well, to ask, was it to you?
No.
You're turning the negatives into positive and you start working from there. That's the beginning of our relationship. The sex will come somewhere in between, somewhere down the line.
Because most of the time in a situation like that, they would say, you know, I'm glad I ended up talking to you because
Yeah.
I had.
You see, I never know you was like this,
Yeah,
you're real cool.
yeah.
I enjoy talking to you. Well, my name is so and so, and this is my number, but I didn't ask you for my number.
Sometimes they would say, well, the first time I met you, I didn't really like you, but after
Hi, Jana.
speaking to you and having another conversation with you, we could make something out of this.
My darling niece has just joined us.
Niece.
Yes, yes. Sushila says, the part about conditioning your mind. Yes, conditioning your mind will bring that about. So no matter who you are, if there's not reciprocity in our relationship, if there is not a line of communication in our relationship, right? Unless it's a blood relationship that you see for years, but the blood ties are there, easy to cut. Easy. It might sound, it may not sound to be a nice thing to do, but
it could be. Anyway, folks, taking our time, it's now 5 minutes before 11 o'clock. You are on the inside of Sexplosion on Power 102 FM with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj Ramnanan of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center, which is located in St. Augustine, where he treats all sexual dysfunctions in both male and female. Our lines are open for those of you who would love to interact with him via the telephone. Feel free to 222-8255. Also at 612-8255. If you do decide that you want to send him a WhatsApp of the question that you would like to be aired, you can also do that on his private mobile 740-1961. It's informative, educational, and of course entertaining. Sexplosion on Power 102 FM.
Conditioning your mind is very important. Relationship is very important. Doing the right things with your partner is important. I'm not saying that you don't slip up, you make mistakes, you say the wrong things. We all do that.
We are human.
Right. We make mistakes. But at the same time, the positive must always outweigh the negatives. So for those of you who are failing and you want to blame your partner for your failure, don't. Your failure comes about with your poor lifestyle, your drinking habits, your smoking, your use of drugs, the way you abuse your body, not taking care of yourself, poor eating habits. Don't go blaming your wife for that, unless she's sitting and drinking with you and encouraging you to drink. So when you find yourself in a situation like that, you have to find a remedy. And of course, if you talk to your spouse and your spouse understand what you're going through, or your girlfriend understand what you're going through, she will help you to overcome it.
Oh yeah.
But one thing I forgot to mention, and I still have started off the program with, my cousins have done very well in the King and Queen of Carnival.
Oh, the Lacan?
Yes. I think it's 2 or 3 costumes they have there. So I have to find out from, because some of the names I see one of the Queen, I didn't even.
It was a very long program.
I heard that.
Yeah, because it started maybe, but I think it started maybe about 8:30, and when I went home at 12 after my shift, I got home maybe about 12:30.
That was last night, right?
Yeah, had something to eat, and then I said, well, nothing. I'm going to listen to some music, and I just switched on the TV, and it was still going on.
So when I passed through Besor Street around that area,
they
were now loading costumes. So this was after the 9 o'clock program.
Yeah, it went to, and as a matter of fact, they got a little wetting because rain fell.
Well, what kind of rainfall? No rain at all, heavy these days.
Yeah, but when you're thinking in terms of having a costume.
Yeah, and the one sliding on the thing.
That is a danger.
They're very dangerous.
They're dangerous.
But I must congratulate Entourage Production and my cousins in Sangre Grande for the wonderful job you all have been doing.
So you see your family in Carnival too.
Just like you, your father was famous in Carnival. Well, they're not as famous as your father, but they get in there. They get in there.
No, but that's a popular name I've been hearing around Carnival.
So it started off with their
especially with the kings and queens.
Their father, their uncle, Mewa, and goes on to the others. So I'm very, very proud of that fact.
Yeah, next thing I know, next 2 or 3 years ahead, Raj Ramnanan, king of the bands from.
Ideas for that? No.
The costume he's portraying is Sexplosion, and they have angels and the wings.
So if you like that Junior on the back, that's what you want. You want to be on the costume.
You know, looking forward to that.
You'll be the junior king.
Yeah, I'll be the junior king.
The junior
Yeah.
king. So, folks, we have reached the end of our program for tonight. Thank you very much for being part of it. For those of you who choose to watch us on Facebook, those of you on Instagram, those of you who watch us on the app, or listen to us on the radio, thank you very much, because without you, we don't have a program.
No.
And one of the things that we like when we're having a program is interaction. The more interaction we have, the longer the program goes, and it's better for us. But like I said, I know how to lock off. So when 11 o'clock come and I'm not getting that, I lock off.
You surprised me there. Yeah, it's fine anyhow. Yeah, but that's you, man. That's you anyhow. Nobody could change the way you carry yourself. This has been going on.
I am me, and I'm not going to. And the point I was making in that movie, I remember part of that thing is one of the soldiers when the Afghans planted a flag on Indian soil.
Yeah.
Before that, they had captured one guy, and they tell him, he said, "I am Indian, nothing more, nothing less." And I am Raj, nothing more, nothing less.
Well.
Because all those philosophies, what breeds you and what makes you who you are, because you remember these things. And it is what molds your mind and molds your personality.
Yeah, but that's it.
And it's not going to change for anyone.
No.
It's like that, and it's like that. You know, my mother would always tell me that from a very young child.
Yeah. And I know her.
Lovely lady, a lovely lady.
Oh, yeah.
So with that, folks, good night until next week. Not next week, no program next week. There's no program next week. Before getting into the carnival week, our next program will be the following week. After Carnival, Thursday and Friday after Carnival, unless we have a clash or something that we bring in live.
No, I don't think so.
Right, okay. So Thursday and Friday after Carnival we'll be on. So with that, folks, good night. Enjoy your carnival. Jump up, don't get too drunk. Don't fall along, and please don't get into any altercations.
You have been listening to Sexplosion on Power 102.1 FM with the only sexologist in the Caribbean, Dr. Raj Ramnanam of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center located in St. Augustine.